Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Texans franchise where we are headed to another offseason where we have, or actually to another draft where we have a top 3 overall pick. This time around, we have 3 first round picks, and I'm looking to draft a franchise quarterback after we let go of Davis Mills. He was just not the big thing. And I feel like we need somebody that is going to elevate our passing game. And we have a 3rd overall pick to do that. We got it from the Philadelphia Eagles. We have our own number 17 overall pick. And we have the 1st overall pick from the Baltimore Ravens. So to sum up, we have 3 first round picks. We have our 2nd, our 3rd, our 4th, and 5th, and 6th, and 7. And we've got an extra 4 from Philly and another 6 from Miami. And in addition to that, we got the 7 picks from next year's draft. We didn't give up any of those, obviously, in the offseason. And so we are going to take a look at those quarterbacks. So first overall, we have Archer Shirley, 6'5", 231, 22 years old, right-handed out of Indiana. He has a fast motion that emphasizes a high release. And I really like to see the fast motion part because Davis Mills' throwing motion was really slow and it costed a lot of sacks and a lot of incompletions. 4.63 speed doesn't look too horrible, but his poor acceleration rating, rating does really scare me. He has elite throw power, 19 bench reps, and he has A short accuracy, A medium accuracy, B deep accuracy, A under pressure, A play action, A awareness. Looks like a franchise quarterback to me. C break sack and C throw on the run might not look as great, but apart from that, he looks like a franchise quarterback. Angelo Mendoza, 6'5", 234, 21 years old, right-handed out of Clemson with a fast, nearly perfect compact motion. I really like to see that as well. Here, he has great acceleration, great speed, and elite throw power. He has a 4.51 40-yard dash and 22 bench press reps. So that's even more than Archer Shirley. And Archer Shirley already looks really, really good. But Angelo Mendoza looks even better as an athlete. And he has more speed. 4.51 screams like 88 speed or something. And that's what I want to see after we had no shot at running away from any pressure with Davis Mills. B short accuracy, B medium, A medium, A deep, B play action, B under pressure, A break sack. The only rating that's kind of concerning is throw on the run, but it's still a C. It's not like an F. Another quarterback that I really like is Darren Norton, 6'1", 205, 22 years old, right-handed, out of San Diego State. He has great acceleration, good speed, and a solid arm. So he's not as great as an athlete as Angelo Mendoza and also does not have as a huge arm. He has 18 bench reps, which indicates a good arm, but not special in any way, I think. A short accuracy, B medium, B deep. He has A break sack and A throw on the run. The play action rating kind of concerns me, but what is most concerning about Darren Norton is D to F injury. That does not really scream franchise quarterback to me. That really doesn't look great. Will Glenn is 6'3", 209, 22 right-handed out of Notre Dame. He also has a fast throwing motion, elite acceleration, great speed, and good throw power. So he looks even better as a runner than Angelo Mendoza does, but the throw power is not quite there. He has B short, B medium, and C deep accuracy. He doesn't have a single A anywhere apart from maybe juke move. And the injury rating here is also concerning. And that's why I don't think he is a top 3 overall pick option either. Charles Kerr is 6'3", 216, 22 years old, right-handed out of Nebraska, and also has a fast and smooth throwing motion. He has great acceleration, great speed, and good throw power. So he is, as a runner, similarly to Angelo Mendoza, but his throw power probably not there. He is probably going to have something in like 91, 92 department. And his ratings look really solid. That the play action might scare you off. The accuracies look really solid, but the F injury makes him absolutely undraftable to me in the first round. That kind of injury risk you can't warrant in the first round. Matt Nielsen is the sixth first-round quarterback in this draft class, and he is 6'1", 218, 21 years old, out of Charlotte. He has elite acceleration, elite speed, and solid throw power. So his 40-yard dash looks absolutely awesome. And to me, he kind of looks like Justin Fields with a weaker arm. And those 18 bench reps tell a different story, though, so I'm not sure. And all his ratings look really great. He's not injury prone, but C short and C medium accuracy. If those were Bs, I'd consider him in the late first round, or maybe mid first round with our 17th overall pick. But those Cs in the short and medium department don't look great. Also, another piece of information, Angelo Mendoza is the Heisman winner this year. And in the past, Madden put hidden devs on Heisman winners, so that's also another way to think about it. Let's look at some other players. We have running back Dakota McKenzie, 6'1", 227, 22 years old, out of Baylor. He has marginal acceleration, which is probably mid to high 80s. Good speed, which is probably like 90 or something, or 91 maybe. Good strength is absolutely great compared to paired with good speed. He has A trucking, B stiff arm, B break tackle, and A to C carrying. I think this is a really solid option to maybe replace Dameon Pierce with. Davian Davenport, 6'5", 228, out of San Diego State. He's 22 years old. He has solid acceleration, solid speed, and elite strength. Would you look at that? 28 reps on the bench press, paired up with 4.47 40-yard dash and a 41.2-inch vertical. He has A release, B catch in traffic, B spec catch, C catching, and he also can break some tackles if he wants to. Even the route runnings don't look horrible. B's and C's looks like a solid second round option if you ask me. Then we've got a tackle I like. If I do not go quarterback with my first overall pick, or with my first round pick, we have a solid tackle option here. Elite acceleration, great strength, great speed, good strength. Looks like a really good athlete, paired with A awareness, lots of A's across the board, A's and B's. But the C to D pass block does kind of leave me wanting a little more. A third to fourth round option is a guard out of Louisville, 6'3", 315. It's Devin Chambers. And he looks like a solid athlete, which I think in the third to fourth round is more than fine. I'm good with that. He has B pass block, A pass block finesse, B pass block power, A awareness, and A injury. So he's not injury prone, he's an excellent pass protector, and his awareness suggests that he has a high overall. I like it. I don't even care about the run blocking grades. Quentin McKenzie. He is my favorite option if I don't go tackle at if I don't go quarterback at number 3 overall. He's my favorite tackle here. Great acceleration, good speed, good strength. He has basically A's and B's across the board except for run block power and pass block power, and I'm fine with that. It's C's, you can work with that, but he's a great athlete. He has A awareness, and really happy if I get to pick him. A second to third round option is Stephen Greenberry at tackle. He is 3'11", 6'5". He has decent acceleration, decent strength, good speed. Not quite the athlete. I think he's kind of subpar even, maybe a little. But he has A pass block finesse, A pass block power, and A to B awareness, and is also not injury prone. I do not even care about the run block ratings. He's going to be an awesome pass protector, just like Charles Cross. Let's switch over to the other side of the football. Manny Rogers. You would have to pick him in the top 10 if you want him to. He has great athleticism, great acceleration, elite speed, great strength. Look at those 40-yard dash and bench press numbers, man. This is ridiculous. He has A power moves, B finesse moves, and C block shot. He's going to be a force as a pass rusher, and he's going to be a good run stopper as well. He has A tackling, and compared to that, paired with that is also B play rec and C block shedding. So he looks really solid, but he has an injury problem, which I'm not a fan of in the first round. A third to fourth round option for defensive tackle is Deacon Stallworth. He is a pass rusher. He has elite acceleration, elite speed, and solid strength. So he has an even faster, he's even faster, but he does not have as great a strength. He has A finesse moves and D power moves, so he's kind of a one-trick pony. He has C block shedding compared with A to B pursuit, and B tackling looks really good, but D injury is kind of concerning. For Alexander Burnett, we have a complete opposite defensive tackle. 6'2", 351, a short and really heavy nose tackle with marginal speed and 46 reps on the bench press. Elite strength. He's probably going to have 97 or even more than that. And you can imagine he's probably not going to be a great pass rusher. But I would argue that C finesse moves doesn't look too horrible. He has probably B block shedding, or else he wouldn't be a run stopper archetype. He has A play rec, A B awareness, and B tackling. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with no matter where he goes. Let's look at a couple of pass rushers. This is my favorite option if I wanted to go pass rusher in the top 5. Chris Berry. He has solid acceleration, great speed, and great strength. I feel like all three of those ratings are probably going to be in the mid 80s, like 85, 86, 87 or something like that. He has A power moves, he has B block shedding, A pursuit, B tackling, and you just know this guy is going to be a beast. That finesse moves is going to come up eventually. If you want to go with a third, fourth, fifth round option here at edge rusher, Martin Monroe is your guy. 6'2", 257. He has good acceleration and solid strength. I feel like those two ratings are probably going to be mid to high 80s as well. The speed, probably low 80s, but still not horrible. And what I'm excited about with him is he has B power moves, C finesse moves, and B block shedding, paired with a B pursuit and B tackling rating. So this guy knows how to get after the quarterback or the running back, and he can tackle him. Now let's look at a corner I'm excited about. Now I know I picked, I already have two top 3 overall corners on the team, but Marco Barnett has great speed, great strength, 4'4", 340-yard dash, and 16 bench press reps. And he has a really good vertical leap, pressed paired with a press rating, and C-zone, C-man, C-catching is average. He can work with that. He also has A hit power. Now, let's talk trades. The Rams have the number 1 overall pick, and they are set to take a quarterback, and then at number 2 overall, the Colts. Yeah, I'm not going to be locked out of that. I think we need to trade up here, and I'm willing to overpay heavily for it. A few years back, the Niners traded up with the Bears. Actually, the Bears traded up with the Niners, and they gave up 2 third-rounders. I am giving up a first-rounders to jump the Colts and get the number 1 overall pick from the Rams. Now I know the Rams, they could and will probably take a quarterback if they have the number 1 overall pick, but they still have Matt Stafford, and he doesn't look awful. So I think it is realistic for them to see, okay, we get an extra first rounder and we're still picking top 3 this year. And I think they would do that trade considering they still have a quarterback, which I do not, and the Colts do not. And I am not going to watch the Colts take one of my favorite quarterbacks. Doesn't matter which one. So we are picking number 1 overall for a 3rd straight year. And here are the options. As I already kind of yeah, I already basically said it. I have two favorite options, and it's the first one and the second one. The two top 5 projected quarterbacks, Archer Shirley with elite throw power. He has solid speed. His accelerations rating really scares me. That does not look good. He also does not look good as a runner if you look at the ratings, but he has all the throwing ratings you could want except the break sack and the throw on the run as a C, but that's still not horrible. It's still good, and he's not injury prone. And the other option, Angelo Mendoza. He is also 6'5", 3 pounds heavier, but he's a year younger and at 21 years old. And both have the fast, compact throwing motions. Angelo Mendoza is the better athlete, though. Great acceleration, great speed, and also great change of direction and good agility. And still an elite arm with even more bench press. Angelo Mendoza also has all the accuracy ratings you want except the throw and the run. So I think you have to make your decision here. It's gotta be Angelo Mendoza. He's the better athlete. He has A break sack compared to C break sack, and all the other ratings look really similar. Plus, you also have to consider he's a Heisman winner, and he's gotta be having hidden dev, man. He's gotta have hidden dev. I'm banking on that, and yes, he does! Hidden dev, 98 throw power, 89 speed, 89 acceleration. He kind of looks like Anthony Richardson, just not as fast. I know Anthony Richardson is even faster than that, but man, you gotta see, like, 98 throw power and hidden dev at 21 years old. That's gotta lead you somewhere. And he already has all the throwing ratings you could want in a rookie quarterback. And now the Colts can take the other one if they still choose to do so. With a number 2 overall pick, the Indianapolis Colts select Archer Shirley, quarterback, Indiana. So we're gonna be having a whole lot of epic battles in this AFC South. Archer Shirley is gonna go to Indianapolis and replace Jordan Love as the starting quarterback right away. Jordan Love was awful last year, and that's why the Colts picked number 2 overall anyway. Now the Rams, they drop down 2 spots. They miss out on the 2 top quarterbacks, and they decide to go edge rusher. Darian Aldridge is a top 10 edge rusher option in this draft class, although he's not the one I would have taken if I were them, and I would have wanted to take an edge rusher. The edge rusher I would have taken is somebody else, and that somebody else is going to Cincinnati. It's Chris Berry, a edge rusher out of Texas. He has awesome ratings in run blocking and block shedding, power moves, and finesse moves. All look great with him. He's gonna be absolutely awesome. I know it. He's the best edge rusher in this draft class. Quentin McKenzie, he's the best tackle. So those are the 2 players. If I were to say maybe pick Darren Norton or Matt Nielsen, who were the other 2 quarterbacks I was kind of considering, like in the middle of the first round. If I was going to take one of them, Quentin McKenzie or Chris Berry would have been my pick in the top 3. Now, with the number 6 overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings take the other good tackle that I would have considered maybe, but I thought that McKenzie probably was the better option. Levens is a great athlete, and he will be a franchise tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, here's a waste of a pick. A running back that has intriguing athleticism, but does not scream Bijan Robinson or Saquon Barkley. That's a waste of a pick, man. And I had hoped that they would do something else with that pick. Antoine Evans, a defensive tackle, top 10 projected. I think he's a bust. I'm just gonna straight out say it. I don't think he's anything other than like a second round pick. And that's why I didn't even have like a second look at him. He's just not the athlete, and he's also not really... I mean, I guess he's kind of the athlete, but he's just not Manny Rodgers. And if I can have Manny Rodgers, I'm not looking at Antoine seconds even with a side eye. Keith Barton is an edge rusher that goes to the Steelers, and I think he's a good one, just not as good as Chris Berry. Keegan Randall is a cornerback that kind of fell down the board. He was kind of a top 5 protected player. Well, not quite, but like a 6 or 7. He kind of fell down a little bit, and the Niners pick him up. He's a fine corner. And here is Manny Rogers. I think if you wanted a great defensive tackle, he's the one. He has A, power moves, B, finesse moves, C, block shedding. He's going to be the real deal in Cleveland. The thing is, F injury doesn't sound too great. And that's why I didn't give him a second look. Craig Evans, a tight end, goes to the Saints. I thought that he was kind of overrated. I'm not going to pick a tight end in the first half of the first round. It's just positional value. But they're going to roll with that. Byron Gage to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So our division foes pick an edge rusher that I thought was fine value at that spot. Wouldn't have picked him higher. And then Kendrick Campbell. I thought that he was pretty similar as a corner to Keegan Randall. If I was going to pick a corner, I would not have picked either of them. I would have picked somebody else, and I'm going to tell you later. But first of all, we've got to wait for our next pick to come up. And there was nobody really that I was like, I got to have this guy, because I would have had to trade up for that. And I didn't really want to give up the capital since I already gave up a first rounder next year, you know? And then the first receiver goes off the board to the Atlanta Falcons. And there was not really a player that I really wanted to take. And so I looked at the trade down options. And I thought the Cincinnati pick or offer was really good. With a future first round pick, I fall down 19 selections into the beginning of the second round. And I pick up an extra 4. So I get an extra first round next year. And I fall down almost like 2/3 of a round. But that's fine. I didn't really want anybody to pick, and if I had to pick somebody right here, I would have made the exact same pick. I would have picked Levi Franklin. I think he's the best corner in this draft class, but why would I pick another first round corner? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I need to save some capital for the future, and also I feel like we have a really good cornerback situation. I think it's our strongest positional group on the team. Andy Cosgrove goes to the Panthers. He's the best guard. Fine pick. Take him. He is good. Plug and play right there. I just didn't even think about picking a guard because I have 2 young ones on rookie deals already. Now, this is a pretty horrible pick. Dennis Generals. I know he's a bust. He just looked horrible. I have no idea. Like, he's a 4th round pick at best. And then the Bears pick a corner that also looked pretty good. I thought he was kind of on the same level as the other 2 first-round corners that were not Levi Franklin. And then the Titans pick a tackle, Quentin Carter. For a late first-round pick, that's fine. He's not awesome. I think he's going to be a good, solid tackle for them. And then another tackle goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in Sharif Walden. And yet another tackle goes to the Chiefs in Jaron Dawson. There were so many first-round tackles. I could not believe it when I saw this draft class for the first time. And then we have Julian McMullen. He is the running back that I maybe would have considered picking top 20. Not in the top 10. And they pick him up at like 26. And then Brian Wall is a linebacker for New England that looks pretty solid. And then the Cowboys, they always take the flashy players, and this one is a big one. Ty Waddle. Yeah, he's a Waddle. Yeah, you know it with the speed. But he's also 6'1", dude. Like, this guy can run, and he has some size. And now Green Bay takes my 3rd favorite option at quarterback. It was Darren Norton, and he goes to Green Bay. He has the injury risk, and I didn't really want to risk it. I maybe would have thought about him in the middle of the first round and then taking Quentin McKenzie or something in the top 3. But yeah, now he goes there. And Will Glenn, with the very next pick, goes to Washington. I think he is probably... I didn't think he was a really solid option as like Darren Norton. But he has also an injury risk, so I didn't want to take him at all. Dallas has another interesting offer, making me fall down almost 2 rounds, but picking up a future first-round pick. So for me, that's worth it. Once again, at this spot, I didn't really have a player I had to select right now, or else he would have been gone. There were like a couple players that I liked, but I knew that I could wait a few more picks, and I was up like in 6 picks. And then the Dallas Cowboys get a guard that is really solid. So I traded out of my other 2 first-round picks, and the players that got taken with those picks were really solid options. So the trade-ups were worth it for the CPU, you know? And now Julius Sheldon is a linebacker that I wouldn't talk about for a second anymore. Tyler Stanley is also a corner that I would have considered if I was a cornerback needy team. So great job for the Buffalo Bills picking him up. I think he's going to be a fine player. Now the LA Rams with the number 1 overall pick in the 2nd round, Antoine Benjamin. 6'3" with some really good speed, and I feel like this guy is going to be a good receiver. And then the Colts go out and select Roy Palmer, a center. And I can tell you right now, this guy's going to be worth it. They just got a franchise quarterback and a franchise-altering center that is on the level of Linderbaum. And now the Eagles take a quarterback. It's Charles Kerr in the beginning of the 2nd round. He is a player that I didn't feel like he was with the highest upside, but he was a solid option. I guess with the injury risk, it wasn't really worth it for me. Now we are at pick 36. So that was the pick from the Bengals, and now I was kind of considering, okay, who do I pick now? I gotta pick somebody at some point, you know? I can't trade out every time. Spencer Ford had elite acceleration and elite speed. His ratings, though, kind of, I mean, he's a 2nd round option, and you can see it. He's not a perfect option. And neither is Stephen Greenberry. I already talked about him. He's 23 years old compared to Spencer Ford's 22 years. So Ford is the younger player. And Stephen Greenberry is not a great athlete. And now you say, okay, yeah, well, obviously pick Spencer Ford then. Well, it's not that easy. You gotta see, Stephen Greenberry has A pass block finesse, A pass block power, and A to B awareness. And I knew this guy is a plug and play tackle. But there was also a receiver that I was still thinking about. Devian Davenport, 6'5", 228, 22 years old. He has really good speed for his size and 28 reps on the bench press. 41.2 vertical leap. Man, this guy is exciting. Like, this guy really is a great athlete with A release and B catch in traffic and B spec catch. C catching doesn't look great, but his route runnings are really solid as well. I gotta pick him. There is no other receivers in this draft I want to have, and I still have 2 tackles. And my strategy was easy. After this one, I was just gonna wait for 1 tackle to go and then pick the other one. So the pick has gotta be Devian Davenport, and it's a normal dev pick. But he has 90 acceleration, 90 speed, 95 jumping at 6'5", 228. He is even better than, bigger than Justin Ross, and he's gonna be faster as well. A bigger and faster Justin Ross was just picked here, and I think I'm so happy with that pick, just from the athleticism standpoint alone. And normal dev, who cares? I can get him superstar dev at the end of his rookie season if I want to. Mike Hamilton is the tight end that I would have picked if I had to pick one, but here goes Matt Nielsen, and he was the other quarterback that I was considering. Like Darren Norton, he would have been like a late 1st rounder, and then I could have gotten one of my 2 favorite options in the top 3, and then trade out with the 2nd 1st round pick. And so Matt Nielsen goes to the Arizona Cardinals, and he's gonna join Marcus Thomas, the running back there. And we'll check out both of those guys' ratings later. Matt Nielsen, though, he had the great speed. Like, he had the 4.45 speed or something. Man, I was excited about it. And now the Steelers take I think DeAndre Roach was a linebacker and not an edge rusher. And now another running back goes, and we're now into the second round. So now I think it's fine. Take running backs. This is the running back round. Perry Fitzpatrick, a tackle out of South Carolina, goes to the Cleveland Browns. So they are getting those trenches stronger with Manny Rogers there, and now Perry Fitzpatrick. And now the Saints take Brian Ramirez, a tackle out of UCLA. I liked him somewhat. And now it's Spencer Ford going to the Jacksonville Jaguars of all teams. Man, did he have to go there? We're now going to face him. So, yeah, now is the time. Okay, one of my two favorite tackles is gone. Let's trade up and get the other one. And I have to take, I did not want to miss out. So I decided 3 spots, I'm going to trade up. I'm not going to risk it and wait till my pick comes around 3 picks later. I'm going to make the pick now, and I'm going to give up a 5th rounder to the Las Vegas Raiders. And with that pick, I am going to pick Stephen Greenberry, a 23-year-old tackle, 6'5", 311, who has a discipline issue with the penalties, has average athleticism, so he doesn't scream franchise tackle. But if there is an injury, man, you just know you put this guy in, and he's not gonna allow a sack on his first play. Like, this guy knows how to pass protect, and I don't care about the run blocking. Like, his run block rating is even good, and run block finesse and run block power, you can get those worked on whenever you want, and he's not injury prone either. 84 strength, though, that is not really franchise tackle material. On the other hand, have you ever heard of the name Eric Fisher? This guy is not a great athlete, but it's fine. Now we're in the beginning of the 3rd round, and Marco Barnett just got taken. He goes to LA, and he's going to join with Darian Eldridge there and Antoine Benjamin. I think they have made 3 very solid picks. And now in the middle of the 3rd round, Alexander Burnett went to the Raiders 3 picks before me. So he's gone. And he was a nose tackle I had my eyes on. You can count on that, man. And now Devin Chambers is also gone. A guard. I really liked him. I wanted to pick him up too. But, well, we still got a couple options. We've got Deacon Stallworth here. A defensive tackle. We needed a defensive tackle anyway. It doesn't matter which one, because we have a pass rusher in Javon Kinlaw. We have a run stopper in Grover Stewart. Deacon Stallworth has awesome speed, a finesse moves, and he does not suck at run blocking. And his D-injury rating, well, it's not great. But this is a 3rd round pick, man. I can get a maybe 1st round defensive tackle in the 3rd round. And the only price I pay is the injury risk. I'm fine with that. Count me in. He has 86 strength, 85 acceleration, and 78 speed, man. This guy is going to be dangerous. He's not going to be the best run stopper on the planet, but I'm pretty happy with that, even though he doesn't have hidden dab. And now we are at the end of the 3rd round. We still have another pick here. I think this is the pick we got from the Dallas Cowboys for trading out in the 1st round. And now this is the time that I am going to select Dakota McKenzie. Because, like, look at that speed and the bench press, man. This guy looks awesome. 6'1", 227 with really good speed and 24 reps on the bench press, man. And then look at all those skills. A trucking, B stiff arm. He even has a C spin move at his size, man. His juke move, well, I don't care at all. He has B break tackle. He has A to C carrying. He has A to C ball carry vision. A to C awareness. He's not injury prone, or at least I hope it's not a D. But I am really happy with that. 91 speed, 88 acceleration, man. I think this guy is going to be good. This guy is going to be more than good, man. This guy's going to be phenomenal. And this also makes Dameon Pierce expendable. You hear me? Like, this makes Dameon Pierce expendable because this guy's an even better athlete than Dameon Pierce is. Now we're in the beginning of the 4th round. It's a couple like 6 picks later or something, and I was kind of starting to worry that Martin Monroe was gonna go sometime soon. So I decided I gotta take a shot at this dude. He is way too good to pass up. I don't need an edge rusher, but I'm gonna take one anyway, just because I can. Like, this kind of talent doesn't come around every year in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. Like, look at this dude, man. B power moves, B block shedding, C finesse moves, B pursuit, B tackling. I do not care at all what the rest of the ratings say. And he's not even injury prone. Quite on the contrary, he is really good with injuries. Like, A to B looks really solid. And he has hidden dev. Let's go. 87 acceleration. Like, this guy can rush the passer, man. He has great get off, and I think that if he can pull off a bull rush with that kind of get off, that looks good to me. We had the very next pick, and I decided I am going to trade it away for a future 3 and a 7 because I didn't need it, and all the favorite players that I really liked were gone at that point. Now we're in the middle of the 4th round, and we have another pick. Finally one that's ours originally. And I decided to also trade away this pick because I didn't feel like there was somebody on the board that I really wanted to select right now. And I'd rather collect some more draft capital. This trade actually just drops me down a few selections and lets me pick up a 6. So, done deal. Let's do it. And select at the end of the 4th round. And that pick is here right now. And let's see what other options are there. We do not have a 5th rounder anymore because I gave it up, trading up for Greenberry. So I wanted to make this one count and select somebody that I was kind of afraid might be going soon. Justin Baskerville is an edge rusher with elite acceleration and good speed, which I always love at the linebacker position. I want to have guys flying around the field, and he looks okay. He has A to C zone coverage, B pursuit, A tackling, A to C catching even, and the block shedding might be good. Awareness also doesn't look horrible. And that's why I decided I'm going to take the shot here. He has really good athleticism from what I can see. He's 22 years old. Normal dev. I mean, this guy's basically a 5th rounder, man. What do you expect? This guy's going to be a good backup linebacker with some promising athleticism. And hopefully we get a little bit lucky on the block shedding. And this guy might be a good run stopper. Now, the next picks here in the 5th round, I decided I'm gonna trade up here, give up my 2 6th round selections. This is the 177 is our own, and the 179 is the one we had before the draft from Miami. And I decided I'm gonna trade both of them away, trade up into the 5th round, and get myself another pick in the building that I was kind of afraid was going to get drafted soon. Rashard Forbes, 6'1", 177. And yeah, I know. I said I'm not interested in any more receivers. Well, this guy is not a receiver. He has elite acceleration, great speed, and some good change of direction abilities. Paired with A to C spin move and A to C carrying and A to C kick return. I think this guy might be a good kick returner, and maybe if I get lucky on the break tackle rating, maybe he's a running back. So we take him, and I'm fine with the pick, man. 97 acceleration, 95 speed. I think we got ourselves a kick returner and maybe a running back. Let's see what he can do. And then we have another 7th round pick. This is our own pick in the 7th round. And Well, there was one more player that I kind of liked. Andrew Royal is a 22-year-old tackle, 6'5", 313, with good acceleration, good speed, and decent strength. That bench press those bench press numbers don't look horrible, and so that's why I decided let's take a shot here. He doesn't look great skill wise. He has F injury, but if he's a capable backup with that B awareness and B impact blocking, maybe even the A lead block, maybe he's even a guard. We'll see. I think that acceleration rating looks pretty solid. 83 strength is, well, not where you like it to be, obviously. But it's also, like, this is a 7th round pick, dude. And I think I made it count. The athleticism is fine with me. I'm going to be really excited about the ratings. And with our last pick that we had, I traded that one away for a future 7. And I was done with the draft. And we hit big time! The draft already won with the first overall pick. Angelo Mendoza is a 79 overall quarterback, 98 throw power, 84 deep, 82 medium, 82 short. The awareness doesn't look great, 87 break sack, and he has such good athleticism as a runner. He has 98 injury. And he can break some tackles if he wants to, man. Devian Davenport, another win. 75 overall. That is a top 10 value in the draft class. 90 speed, 90 XL, 80 catching, 81 catch in traffic, 84 spec catch. The route runnings look more than fine. And 83 release, 81 break tackle, 81 stiff arm, 82 juke. That guy can do something, man. And with those 2 picks, I already won it. I don't care that Stephen Greenberry may be a bust. He is not as strong as I thought, but you know what he is? A good pass protector. And I do not care. If I put him in, I expect him to not allow a sack. Deacon Stallworth, our next pick, 72 overall. I call that one a win. That was in the 3rd round. He has 80 finesse moves. 80 finesse moves, man. It doesn't even matter that he is a one-trick pony, man. He has 80 finesse moves, man. Against any guard or center that's kind of slow, he's going to win. Dakota McKenzie, 71 overall. It's a 4th round pick. I call that a win as well. And he can do a little bit of everything. Like, look at those ratings, man. That 85 carrying is promising. 86 trucking. His break tackle looks pretty good. The catching, not so much. Martin Monroe, hidden dev, the only other hidden dev player I got in this draft class apart from Angelo Mendoza, has 87 acceleration. He has 73 block shedding, 73 power moves. I think he's good to go. 79 pursuit, 75 tackling. I'm happy. Justin Baskerville. He is good enough, I guess. He's a backup linebacker. He has got some tackling abilities. Hit power 82. His block shedding is not horrible. You can work on that. And then we've got a running back / kick returner here. I tested it out. He's a 70 overall as a receiver as well. But I think I'm going to put him in at running back. He's going to be somebody that we are going to run like sweeps or outside zone with. And I think that's fine for like a 5th round pick. And then we've got Andrew Royal. Well, I can trade all of them away, and this one's kind of a bust. Maybe he makes a team. We'll see. Maybe he's just a backup. I don't know. He's gonna have a camp battle at least. Let's look at players around the league, and Archer Shirley has 79 overall as well. And look at those accuracy ratings. Are you kidding me? 94 throw power. And that acceleration didn't even look half bad, man. 81, 84 speed. This looks like a really good quarterback as well. But still glad I got Mendoza. He's the faster guy. Darian Eldridge, 72 overall. He's an awesome athlete. Like, he has some serious get-off, man. But 74 finesse moves is all he can do. That doesn't scream star edge rusher to me. On the contrary, Chris Berry, also awesome athlete, 80 power moves, 75 block shedding. That finesse move's pretty horrible, but he's gonna be a star in no time. Just like Quentin McKenzie, my two favorite non-quarterbacks from this draft class. 87 strength, and all the ratings are solid. Like, he is solid across the board, plug and play, put him in, he's gonna be fine. Just like also Will Levis. And I told you, man, I knew that Quentin McKenzie was gonna be the better player. Will Levis has some issues. His pass blocking and his pass block power don't look great, and that's why I like Quentin McKenzie better. Marcus Thomas, a 74 overall running back they took at number 7 overall. That was a waste of a pick, and he doesn't even have great speed. Like, this guy looks kind of like McKenzie, but they gave up a top 10 pick, and I gave up a 4th rounder. Antoine Evans looks better than I anticipated, but still not great. Like, his pass rushing is not up there. They just took a run defender with a top 10 pick. Keith Barton, 90 strength, 83 acceleration, 73 power moves, and 77 block shedding. Looks solid. They gotta go 1. Keegan Randall, 74 overall, hidden dev, 93 speed, 76 zone, 65 man, 74 press. Looks good. That's what I expected. Manny Rodgers, 74 overall, hidden dev, defensive tackle, 83 power moves, man, and 90 speed. 90 strength, not 90 speed. Yeah, actually really good speed as well. 90 strength, and that power moves, man. Jesus Christ. Byron Gage, awesome edge rusher. Look at the athleticism alone, and then 79 finesse moves. I completely whiffed on this guy. I thought he was like a mid to late 1st round pick. No, this guy was a top 10 pick easily. Kendrick Campbell, 90 speed, 78 zone, 70 press, 67 man. I feel like he's exactly what I expected, and this guy, in my eyes, is the best corner in this draft class, and he still is even after revealing. He had good speed, and he has good zone and good man. Just the press rating is not there. Julian McMullen. He is the number 3 overall player in this draft class after the 2 top quarterbacks. 77 overall, 94 speed, and some serious ability to make the defenders miss. Ty Waddle, 6'1", and 98 speed with 76 overall. He's the number 4 player in the draft class at 98 speed, combined with a frame at 6'1", and then also really good catching ratings. Darren Norton, 71 overall. Oh, I would have whiffed so bad. If his injury rating was not so low, I might have considered him. But 81 injury doesn't look great. His speed, though, 85 speed, 88 acceleration looks good. I think everything else looks good. I don't know why he's just a 71. And then Will Glenn, yeah, I just knew he was a bust. He doesn't even have great throw power. His accuracy ratings are mid to maybe high 70s. He's not even as fast as Angelo Mendoza is. And yeah, he's not the player. Antoine Benjamin, somebody that I also completely whiffed on. Did not see this guy. 6'3" frame with 93 speed. He's even more exciting than Devian Davenport, I gotta say. His catching ratings are unreal. And the Colts got a star center. Not the greatest strength, but he's a center. Like, dude, look at those ratings. The run block finesse, who cares, man? Like, this guy is gonna be plug and play, and he's already a really good starter. Charles Kerr, kind of whiffed on him. 91 throw power, not exciting. The accuracy ratings are all there, though. You can't deny that he is gonna be a solid quarterback. And 88 speed, 89 acceleration. The injury rating at 78, though, man. He was undraftable to me. With that injury rating, I'm so sorry. Tyler Whalen, the best linebacker in this draft class, picked at the top of the 2nd round. 90 speed, 89 acceleration, solid zone coverage, really good run stopping upside. this guy looks fine. Mike Hamilton is the best tight end in this draft class, and he looked like it too. I knew that if I was gonna draft a tight end, this was gonna be the guy, man. I didn't though, because I don't need to. And now this is probably the biggest whiff of all of them. Matt Nielsen, 88 throw power, looks pretty under like below average, and his throwing ratings, well, doesn't look great. But 91 speed and 90 acceleration, and he wasn't injury prone. Oh man, I cannot believe that he's just a 70 overall. But he still looks exciting though, I gotta say. Like, he looks pretty exciting, and he's only 21 years old, so there's still some time left for him to develop. Dom Armstrong is a safety I did not see at all. He has solid speed and good hit power and good coverage ability as well. Spencer Ford, he was the other tackle. He also had 84 strength. And at that point, like, I was kind of down after I selected Greenberry. I was kind of, okay, like, that's probably going to be a bust. And then I looked at the ratings and I was like, okay, that's probably a bust. But Spencer Ford wasn't all that much better. Like, I didn't whiff. It was kind of a tie. Marco Barnett, though, man, I knew he was going to be good. And that 76 press looks so ridiculously good. But the 77 injury looks ridiculously bad. I'm so sorry. I would have loved to draft Marco Barnett. Alexander Burnett, hidden dev, 98 strength. I told you, man. I knew this guy with 46 reps on bench press, man. Like, the block shedding doesn't even matter to me. Like, this guy is gonna be a game record just of strength alone, man. Devin Chambers, he was the guy I should have taken. I should not have taken either of those tackles. I just should have taken Devin Chambers. He's the guy, man. He has all the pass protection in the world, and he has better strength and better awareness, man, and higher overall. Oh, I whiffed. And Will McGee, did not see this guy at all. He's even better than Dakota McKenzie, and he was selected a few picks after McKenzie, actually. So that might not have been my greatest draft here. Also missed out on a lot of hidden dev. And then this is an interesting pick. I think he was a 4th round pick. The Packers somehow found a really good corner. Don't know how that happened. And then DJ Swan is a defensive tackle that I did not really have on my radar. I knew, I looked at him and I was like, that athleticism doesn't look all that exciting, I gotta say. Now let's look at the draft classes of our division foes. It's the Colts first, and they select a franchise-altering quarterback, a really good center that is gonna be plug and play, and after that it was kind of downhill. This running back though, he has 94 speed and 92 acceleration. Looks kind of awesome. Apart from that, just a few okay picks, but they won the draft. They did not win the draft. I won the draft, but they also won the draft. Like, we both won the draft, just with the two first picks of both those draft classes. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Byron Gage looks really promising. I did not have him on my radar at all. I thought he was going to be an okay pass rusher, but I think he's going to be really good. Spencer Ford is a solid left tackle that they selected. And apart from that, not really all that exciting, I gotta say. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans, who did have the later draft picks because they went to the playoffs, actually. And they got a tackle, Quentin Carter. I think he is going to be okay, but he's nothing special. And I knew that he wasn't going to be worth a first-round pick. And he wasn't. He is just a second-round pick with a little bit of upside in the athleticism department. And I think he's solid, but he doesn't scream first round to me. The rest of the draft class looks pretty awful. Like, I actually liked Alex Richards, but there's just not really anything more there. I think Richards is going to be a fine corner, like a fine number 2 corner, but nothing more than that. Now let's look at a couple teams that had great draft classes. Sharif Walden, Dominique Morant. The Bucks really got themselves some stars in the making with the first 2 picks, and then Steve Mendoza doesn't look all that great, but they come back in the 4th round with a corner that I completely missed. 74 overall, and I know now why I missed him. 88 speed at corner. I'm sorry, that's not doable for me. And now the Cardinals, really interesting draft class. A 74 overall running back, a 70 overall quarterback that I really liked and still do like. And a 72 overall center in the 4th round. So I think they have a really good draft class. The 71 overall tight end also does not hurt. And then they get Dwayne Ramsey in the 7th round, which was a running back that I was looking at to potentially convert to receiver. He has 91 speed and he's a receiving back. And I thought that maybe he is a good backup to AJ Lincoln. Now, the Chargers. Not the strongest top 10 pick there with Antoine Evans, but they get Dom Armstrong, which is a really solid safety. And then they just kind of got themselves some solid players. A 70 overall tight end here, a 69 overall linebacker, a 70 overall running back, a 69 overall edge rusher, and some of them have kind of like either intriguing athleticism or they have intriguing skills. The Lions, they nailed it, man. 74 overall, Quentin McKenzie. I thought he was going to be even higher than that. Tyler Whalen, I already showed you. This guy, he looks really solid. Then kind of a bust in the 3rd round, but they come back with an absolute steal in the 4th round. Will McGee. And in the 6th round, they get a 72 overall fullback. So they did a great job. I like that a lot. Okay, enough about the Lions. Let's look at another team. It is the Las Vegas Raiders. They get Kendrick Campbell, a really solid corner in the 1st round. Then they get a good guard in the 2nd round. I think he was also as good as Chambers, but I thought that Chambers was just a better player from what I want in an offensive lineman. And then they get Burnett, a couple more like high 60 overalls, and then another fullback here in the 6th round. So now you kind of know if you want to have a fullback, you gotta take him at the end of the 5th round if you want the best one. Now the Rams also nailed it. The 1st round pick was kind of a bust, but not really, but still kind of. Antoine Benjamin though, 75 overall, absolute steal in the 2nd round. This guy is a top 10 pick. Marco Barnett would have been a 1st round pick if it wasn't for his injuries. And then they get an edge rusher in the 6th round that really looks solid. 86 athleticism, like this guy has got some get off, and 86 strength. So really promising edge rusher there in the 6th round. And then the Steelers, they also have a really solid draft. An edge rusher that I completely whiffed on, a linebacker that I didn't see, a safety that I didn't see, and I don't know how they found all those guys. And they have all 3 levels of the defense with that, and they get a corner at that, and then another edge rusher and another edge rusher. So apart from that bust quarterback they took, they had defensive players exclusively, and pretty much all of them were really good. Let's look at the UDFA moves I made. I got a lot of players. Some of them I got back. Brandon Milner, Philip McLean, Patrick Russell, Marcus Tillman, Emilio Trevino. So a few of those are UDFAs, and a few of those are UDFAs from a couple of years ago. And I felt like the UDFA class didn't have a star for me, but I'm pretty happy with what I got, just to fill at the bottom of the roster. Now, let's look at this roster before the playoffs one more time, before the preseason one more time. I guess also before the playoffs, because this year we're gonna make the playoffs, man. 79 overall, Angelo Mendoza is gonna lead us to the promised land. alongside with Travis Etienne and Dakota McKenzie. Just kidding. We still have Dameon Pierce. But I was not joking. I might be considering to trade him. Because I think that Dakota McKenzie, in half a year, he can be what Dameon Pierce is right now to us. And more than that because he has better speed. Rashard Forbes, he's going to be a backup receiving back to Travis Etienne. And he's going to be a backup slot receiver to AJ Lincoln. And then we have Ty Chandler and Sean Ward. And I feel like this is the end of the road for Sean Ward. He didn't really convince last year in the preseason. And I think he's not the guy. For receivers, we have Justin Ross as the number 1. We have AJ Lincoln in the slot. Corey Davis had really hard regression. Like really badly. His regression was really hard. And I think there might be a chance that I'm going to put Davian Davenport over him. And there is going to be a preseason battle for all of those guys. Davis, Davenport, and Matthew Thierry, who is a second-year receiver this year. Terrell Ridley is just going to be a backup to AJ Lincoln. And then Matthew Dunlap is going to be a backup to all of those receivers because I think he can play in the slot and outside if he wants to. But there is going to be preseason battles. Then we've got Diego Cordova. Yeah, you know him. We've got a fourth-year tight end that's really slow, Antigan Quitoriano. And we've got back Brandon Milner, who has okay speed and okay catching ability to, in my opinion, be a backup to Diego Cordova. Tackle-wise, we've got lots of them now. And I think that Jedrick Wills, I think he has a couple of more years on his deal. I picked up Andrew Royal, and you can see he's already better than Austin Deculus ever was. So that's probably the end of the road for him. And then Philip McLean is a UDFA I picked up that kind of has some nice strength rating here at 89. And he has kind of a foundation to be a solid swing tackle. Guards, we have the two from last year. You already know them. We have Kenyon Green and Kobe Nicholson. Happy with those two. We've got Eric McCoy still. At center, at right guard, we have Greg Springs. He's still going to be the starter. Still an awesome athlete. We've got Mark Lewinsky as a mentor for him. And then I picked up a UDFA rookie here in Taylor Burnham, who has also some pretty nice athleticism. And then at right tackle, we have Tristan Wirfs. We are going to have Stephen Greenberry as the backup. And I'm really not sure if I should keep Jawan James around. I gotta say, man. But Stephen Greenberry, I'm excited to see what he can do. His strength rating is not there. I gotta admit that. But I'm pretty happy with where we are with the tackle situation. And I feel like there's a good chance we are gonna keep maybe a couple or even 3 backup tackles this year. We'll see. Matthew Starks, I think, is going to get some more playing time this year. Sam Roberts and Patrick Russell, yeah. I don't think any one of those is going to make it on the roster because we have Marcus Davenport, we have Ryan Springs, we have Buchanan. Ryan Springs, obviously the rookie of the year. He's still going to be a starter. A 3-down starter. I think there might be a good chance that maybe Marcus Davenport is going somewhere. Maybe trade him away, or maybe trade him away at the deadline then. We've got Johnny Buchanan, who has been a fine backup. And then I forgot to move Martin Monroe to edge rusher. For defensive tackles, yeah, we have Grover Stewart, we have Javon Kinlaw, and then Deacon Stallworth. So Grover Stewart is not going to be out there on third downs. It's going to be Deacon Stallworth. But on first and second down, it's going to be Grover Stewart out there. And then Tillman, Blaylock, and Dunlap, you all know from last year. One of them I had to put on the practice squad, and then Blaylock and Dunlap. Actually, I think Dunlap also came from our practice squad. And Blaylock was on the team for the entire time. It doesn't matter. Jamie Cantu is a linebacker that is going to start, obviously. We have Nick Abbott as a backup. We have Martin Monroe. He's an edge rusher. We have Justin Baskerville as an edge rusher. I think I'm happy with the selection. And then a couple of UDFAs that probably won't have an impact. But I'm going to try to give everyone a fair shot at making this team. And then we've got Chris Portillo in the middle of this defense with his great athleticism. We have Elijah Higgins as a backup linebacker who is now 25, probably not going to be developing a whole lot. And another UDFA that I really don't care all that much about. Then we have Christian Harris in his 4th year. Not sure if he's going to see the field a whole lot this year. I think that Jamie Cantu and Chris Portillo are a lot better, and they have used their opportunities. I do not need to talk about this corner room, but I want to. Alex Day and Derek Stingley, I hope they are going to have a great season. We still have Desmond King. I keep him around. Kellen Sheffield is still around. He's going to be a backup to Desmond King, obviously, and he had a couple nice plays last year. Like, he earned that contract extension. And then Avery Saunders is a backup to the outside corners, who has great size and speed, and a couple of more UDFAs that I really don't care about all that much. We have Caleb Burgess and Byron Redmond as the starting safeties, and I'm still probably moving on from Jalen Petre, maybe this year, or maybe I'm just gonna let him walk after this year. And then we have a kicker competition, I think, because I was able to pick up Cody Pearman in UDFAs, and he has a 95 kick power leg. That looks really exciting. So I might have a kicker competition this year. And our partner is Cameron Johnson. Obviously, if you enjoyed this episode, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please ring the bell for notifications for any future uploads. And that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Texans franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.